The art of persuasion comes naturally to some, while others might have trouble with it. If you are one of those who are not good at persuading others into what you want them to do or think, don't worry, because it can also be an acquired skill achieved through practice and observation. Once you find out what convinces the people around you to succumb, you can always use that particular strategy to get things done quickly. However, you may need more than one way for the trial basis, and today we are going to give you just that. Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with a brand new video on 10 psychological tips to convince someone easily. Before we begin, make sure you have subscribed to our channel if you are visiting for the first time. Also, press the bell icon for future updates about our videos. Now let's get back to our video. Number 1, bandwagon effect. People are more likely to start believing the most common opinion. Just like when people hold a common opinion about a movie, a political activist, a book, or a celebrity on social media, their followers become inclined toward that particular belief, thus creating a closely knit group of people who have the same way of thinking. Although it is not necessary that their opinion is always correct, the more people on their side, the more others are convinced to join them. What you need to do is get multiple people on board with the idea that you want to convince someone for, and use this technique to show them that your entire circle agrees with you. This will weaken their defenses, and they will be ready to sign up for whatever you want to convince them for. Number 2, choice of words matters. While some words carry a negative effect, others have a very beautiful and radiant one on the people you are talking to. Which is why use of the right vocabulary is very important if you are trying to persuade someone to do what you want them to do. Difficult words during a conversation may seem like you are challenging their intelligence, which can have the opposite effect of what you want. So instead of using complicated terminology, go for simple and basic sentence structure that will make your point understandable for them, which can be pleasant and thus easier and more likely for them to agree with it. Number 3, sensationalize it for them. Yes, you heard it right. Most of the brands that get a lot of traffic use this technique to attract customers. Inducing a sense of urgency usually results in their favor because people act before it gets late. Buying an expensive piece of clothing because of hearing things like it's a limited edition, only available for the next 5 days, convinces them that it might be the best piece ever, which is why people are attracted to it. The same goes for persuasion in cases where you are trying to convince someone into doing what you want them to do. You need to tell them why they have to do it as soon as possible and the potential positive consequences of agreeing with you that they may miss out on. Use your imagination and paint a good picture for them through words. Watch them agreeing instantly. Number 4, you need an audience. If you are convincing someone to do the right thing, having an audience is exactly like cherry on top. With people watching, a feeling of responsibility and the urge to do the right thing arises, which will force them to agree with you when there is no other possible way to persuade them. And that is mainly because people feel compelled to do the right thing generally, but the compulsion gets even stronger when they have a bunch of people observing them. Number 5, less is more. You do not have to ramble and tell them the good reasons why you want to do something and make them a part of it. Instead, just give them one solid reason and elaborate it a little so they have a clear idea of what you want and why you want. The rest is they are more likely to agree if you give them one reason for your stance than bombarding them with information, which may leave them confused and lost. Number 6, give them favors. Normally, our world runs on the you scratch my back and I scratch yours formula. People are more likely to agree with you if they have a sense of obligation towards you. So before you want to persuade someone into doing as you ask, give them a favor as a big free legal consultation or as small as getting them a cup of coffee from a cafe. You will realize that they will want to return the favor and thus agree to whatever you ask them. You do not have to do them a favor because you want them to return it. Rather, be a good person in general and enjoy the privilege with it. Number 8, copy them, but subtly. People also tend to agree more frequently with the ones who wear the same expressions as them. Nod in an almost similar way and wear an attitude that resembles their own. Sit in the position as them, make eye contact, but do not overdo it, and use your hand gestures the way they do while stating your side of the story. But the rule is, copy their actions subtly to persuade them, or they might just think that you are mocking them. Number 9, foot in the door. Start with getting small favors from them before firing your big shot. Ask them the time or bring you a bottle of chilled water, or perhaps ask them to let you borrow their car, so they may enter your orbit, and once they do, they won't get out of it. The people who are used to usually doing favors to you will feel guilty if they said no. So start with baby steps and work your way up. Number 10, use their names. People love to be called with their own names. It gives them a sense of control of the situation instead of making them feel like they are being told to do things. It is very easy to tell if one is being looked down upon, or is it just a way of showing respect. So calling them by their correct names will make them feel that you respect them enough to remember the pronunciation of even their surname. Use their official name while addressing them, and strictly choose the title they prefer for themselves, and watch them surrender in no time.